Welcome to Wisconsin. Please don't ever leave. You can get some temporary rest just south of Palm Beach. If your go-kart's running low on gas, that will never do. Then golf's the scene. Everybody parties like it's 1999. Driving Mustang.
Hey guys, LongHaul Larry, Big Blue. It is April 4th, 2020, and I'm going to have to redo a video. I know that already, because buggered up. Dungone buggered up. I had my mic, I have a mic laying up on my dash. It's just laying up there. I had plans on doing a 2-mic thing here with headphones and stuff, and I was messing around and I laid a mic up there. Well, I plugged in that mic, it was laying on there. So I know that the audio from earlier videos is just going to be, I haven't even looked at, but it's going to be bad. So, but I got empty down there in Walmart and down there in Clyburn, Texas. It was a real fast unload, got in and out of there, and ran up to Dannon in Fort Worth, picked up a load. And I am actually on my way to the yard, the ADL yard in Frederick, Maryland. The boss wants me there tomorrow, and he wants me to be there and pick up a load, or to drop this load there, and he says he needs my help with something. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's got loads there that need to be delivered at a local or what's happening, but or if he wants me to fix something or something, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, we are heading off to the ADL yard. We're coming into Memphis, Tennessee. Gonna have a full day running all across Tennessee here today. I actually ran up out of Fort Worth and ran up towards Arkansas and shut it down and got some sleep last night. So I'll be running during the day today. I was going over some emails from you guys when I woke up and stuff, and saw there's some emails from people saying they're new subscribers and stuff. That's cool. Appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget the little bell thing. If you forget the bell, then you're gonna be buggered up because you won't get notified. That new video is coming out. Right next to the subscribe button, there's a bell. I'm telling you, it's there. I don't know why you're arguing with me. But yeah, I had some people that were sending me messages saying they're new subscriber stuff. I appreciate that. Kind of answer a question though, Andrew. Your dad, I don't know where he's broke down at. I know there is a rental place on 9094 in Wisconsin. It is just north of Racine. It's off on the side of the road. I cannot remember the name of it. Google search is gonna bring that stuff up. I also know there's a Penske place in Oak Creek, so I don't know exactly where he is, but my guess is probably like a Penske or something is going to be best choice if you're looking for a quick rental, because you're going to need a bigger company that's going to have a truck available, especially if you're looking for one on a Saturday. The smaller companies, usually they have their kind of customer base, and most of their trucks are going to be rented out. So you're probably going to need to deal with like a Penske or something. That'd be my guess. There is one in Oak Creek, I know. And there's the other subscriber, Jeremy Robertson. He says he's a new subscriber, and he's got himself a 99 Freightliner, 12.7 in it. There's a truck you want to keep. That truck there is actually valuable. Those 99s, the prices, boy, they went up. They're very valuable because guys want to buy them and then restore them so they can get around a lot of these ELD stuff and get away from the DEF and everything else. And I'll tell you the truth, they get actually just as good or better fuel mileage than a new truck. So hold on to that puppy. And he was telling me that the governor, which they said they didn't actually vote him in, of Missouri, I think the actual terminology he used for him was he's a dip. But they said, yeah, he actually finally did order a stay-at-home order. He finally just ordered it or whatever. And from what I was talking to John, I was talking to him yesterday, and he was coming through Tennessee. He told me he was driving on the road. He said he was coming by my Cockroach Motel, and I'm like, or Cockroach Truck Stop. I'm like, that's not my Cockroach. I don't own that truck stop. He's like, well, you kind of made it famous. And I'm like, well, okay. But he was driving along, and also he's like, that is weird. I'm like, what? And he goes, there's a Border Patrol vehicle sitting in the middle of the highway, like sitting there like they're police or something. It's like, why are they in Tennessee? You know, like, because, you know, we see them down in Texas once in a while, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're like, maybe the police or something, they're bringing them in, those guys to help, you know. This light is so bad, I gotta get over. Who knows, maybe, you know, the police are maybe string out kind of tight right now or something, so they're bringing these guys in to help. But I found out that Tennessee has actually gotten on board now too, and they did a stay-at-home order too. So, and then I said in the last video too, there was a subscriber that I was talking to. I met him up there in Marathon Cheese, and he was working for Swift. He actually sent me a picture of his Qualcomm screen that was sent to him by Swift, saying that any drivers down in Laredo is actually put some new law in the books or whatever. You have to wear a mask, and if you stop for fuel or you deliver a load or whatever, you have to wear a mask or to tie a handkerchief around your nose and mouth or some kind of fabric, something, whatever. But you have to have your mouth covered. Saying if you don't, you can receive a fine up to $1,000. And talking to different people, I've actually found out that this is kind of something that has been talking about, that this might be going like across the country. So I don't know, there might be something coming up. I guess if everybody would just cooperated and stop just going out, deciding to go on vacation in Florida like an idiot brother I got. You know that bobtail I passed a while ago? Passed him going, I mean, he was going quite slower than me. But now, ever since I passed him, you can see him in my mirror right there. He's been driving right next to me. I love people like that. Can't drive their own vehicle, they drive off everybody else. I just got stuck there with that truck pulled over his shoulder. But yeah, if everybody would have probably fell in line with the stay-at-home or stuff, we probably wouldn't need this, but who knows? We'll see if they come down with something like this. And Linda, I don't have a funny accent. It's everybody else that has the funny accent. I talk normal. Yep. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is, don't you know? See that bobtail still driving right next to me. It's so funny because he actually starts to speed up a little bit, and then he slows down. It's pretty funny. He's a center lane driver, so that's what he is. There's the Wolf River. Thought the Wolf River was in Wisconsin. Well, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Got 59 degrees. Sun's just starting to peek up. Doing that all-day driving thing, so I'm gonna end up dealing with a lot of guys like this bobtail guy next to me. Just to prove a point, I'm gonna raise my speed by 2 miles an hour. Let's see what happens. Okay, see, now I'm starting to pull away from them just a little bit. Let's see what happens. Fell back a ways, but he's still just hanging there right with me. And I just pulled away from him a little bit. There's a whole reason why he did that is because I got to get over. And I know if I would have pulled behind him, he would have then slowed down. Purple Diamond Gentlemen's Club. I bet you there's heartbreak all over the country right now with the strip joints. You know, can't gather over 10 people. The strippers out of work. It's a pretty sad affair when all the strippers are out of work. Car looked like it had better days. Nope, there's the Powerball, 180 million, Mega Million 127. I did buy a ticket. I did actually buy a ticket, but I forgot to announce it. But I guess I didn't win. The numbers actually grew. So, you know that bobtail? And remember how I said he's a center lane driver? He's a left lane guy. He's back there now. He's back there now. I've actually gotten away from him. But the funny thing is, he's over in the left lane. He moved into the left lane. And there's no traffic around whatsoever. Just one of those guys who just has to drive in the center of the left lane. thought about renting a billboard? I have been thinking about it. The Red Hook. Cajun Seafood and Bar. I would go there. I like Cajun food. I'd like me some Cajun food. I don't know if you've ever had crawfish or not. Ooh, boy. I love me some crawfish. Love me some crawfish. My ex-wife, her family, actually lives down in West Monroe. It's right where Duck Dynasty is. The Robinsons and all that stuff. My ex-in-laws or whatever, they probably live I would say a mile and a half, 2 miles away from where the church is that you see on that Duck Dynasty show all the time. Where Alan is, he's the pastor and all that stuff. And they all go to church there. Yeah, they live right down the road. I've actually been over there to Duck Commander. I've actually been to that business over there. I've stopped in there a few times and stuff. I've seen Cy down there. I've seen Chase. Oh, that was a big one time. Saw him outside the Duck Dynasty place. I was walking up and they got a side door. And I parked on the parking lot. I've been in there a few times. When I would take trips down there, and then people I know would be like, "Oh, give me a T-shirt or something, or give me whatever, some kind of little memorabilia thing." And I would, I was out in the parking lot, and a little close there, probably a little too close there. God, that trailer kind of crept up on me. I didn't think it was going that fast. But anyways, I was walking across the parking lot. You're supposed to go in the front door and everything. And I just walked across, and I knew there was a side door, and it would be open. And I decided I was just going to go in there, directly back into the store part. And I went over and I started to open up the door, and all of a sudden I heard, I think they're closed. I turned, it was Jace, and I said, "Oh, you guys are still closed?" And he goes, "I'm not sure if they've opened up yet or not." And he came walking over by me. He grabbed the door, and the door was open, and he opened it up. He said, "Door's open, lights are on." He says, you may not be anybody in there, but if you want to go and look around, go for it." I was like, "Cool." And I walked in and stuff. And he was like, "Hey, have a great day." And I said, "You too, buddy." I walked in. I think he was pretty cool guy. And real friendly and stuff. I think he was like surprised that I didn't, "Oh my God," or, "Hey, I want to get your autograph or something." I'm not that type of guy. I don't do that to people. Stuff. So I think he was a pretty friendly guy. And I've actually I've seen Cy, but I've never had a conversation with him. I saw him in the airport, actually, down there in Monroe. And he was sitting on a bench, and we actually flew in. And we came out the plane, and there he was, sitting there. And I don't know what he was doing, if he was waiting for a plane or waiting for somebody or waiting to fly. I don't know what he was doing. But he was just sitting there, and we came out, and I said to my wife, we were waiting for the bags. I said, "Right there, Cy." She turned around, she's like, "Oh, you want to go over and talk to him?" And he kind of looked grumpy. I don't know what the deal was or what, but he didn't look very happy. I said, I think I'll leave him alone. And we were sitting there, and this guy came out off the plane. He was on the plane with us, and he came out, and his kids saw Cy. And he got all excited. Daddy, Cy, look at Cy, it's Uncle Cy, and everything. And his dad and this guy took his kid over there and went over there, and he's like, hey, my kid, he loves you and stuff and thinks you're cool and everything. And so I was like, yep. Just, yep. And the guy was like, hey, do you think we can get, can you get an autograph or something? And the guy said, nope. That's all he said. I was just like, yeah, Si's in a bad mood. Something's going on. And he was just, oh, okay. You can tell something was bothering, something, he was grumpy about something or whatever. Everybody has a bad day. But, yeah, I've been down there many a times. But, the first times I went down there, they were all like, have you ever had crawfish? And I said, no, I don't think I ever have had crawfish. And so, well, let's go for crawfish. And we went down there, and there's like a drawbridge. There was like this levee down there that you drive right next to it. And then there was a drawbridge. I went over this levee. And just on the other side of the levee, there was this big tent. And it was like a red and white tent. And then there was like this white wooden shack built onto the end of it. And there was all the smoke coming out of it and stuff. And we pulled in there. And I said, wow, this place is like a 5-star here, huh? And my father looked at me, he goes, best crawfish you're ever gonna have is right here. And I was like, okay. And we went in there, and we walked in, and it was just a tent, and they had all these like wooden picnic tables all lined up, big long rows. And then they had these plastic, red and white checker plastic tablecloths. And they were all one piece, going all the way down the tables. And then they had these like clothespin things holding the tablecloths to the tables. And we walked in and stuff, and there's a couple, women in there with waitresses and stuff. And we walked in there and stuff, and they're like, yeah, just go ahead, pick where you want to sit. And we were like, okay. Came on over there and stuff, and we sat down at these tables, and they were just picnic tables. And we sat down. And the lady came out, and she's like, what would you all like to drink? And, every one of the people that I was with were all from Louisiana and stuff. And they're all, I'll have me a sweet iced tea. I'll have me an unsweetened iced tea. And it came down to me. I mean, there was no menus. And it came down to me, and I says, and I looked around and I said, is the only thing we have is iced tea? And she kind of laughed a little bit. And she looked at me, she goes, where are you from? And I said, Wisconsin. And she goes, yeah, iced tea is kind of our national drink here. And she goes, well, we do have sodas. And I said, okay, give me a soda. And so then we sat there, and she went and got her drinks, came back, and she goes, well, have you guys decided? And I just kind of looked around, and I'm like, and I looked up at her. She was standing right next to me, and I looked up at her, and I'm like, we didn't get no menus. And the people that I was with, they started laughing. And she laughed too, and she goes, we don't have menus. And I said, well, then how do I know what to order? She goes, how big of a bucket do you want? And my father-in-law was sitting there laughing at me and stuff. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, we'll take a 5-gallon pail. And she was like, okay. And he laughed, and he goes, yeah, you just order how much, what size bucket you want. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, there is no options or nothing? He goes, nope, it all comes in one. And she came walking out with this 5-gallon plastic bucket with steam all coming out. She came down, and she goes, and she came walking down the end of the table right by me. And she goes, everybody left their drinks. And I picked up mine, looked down, everybody was already holding their drinks. And she took that bucket, tipped it up, and she just, she scooted it. She just like dumped it and threw it. And all this crawfish and everything else just came right out of the bucket and slid down the table. She was like a professional at this. And they all slid right to where the last person at our table was sitting. She was really good at it. And I was just like, and they all stayed right on the table too. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, okay. And she's like, well, you guys need anything else, just let me know. And then somebody was like, oh, napkins. And she was like, oh yeah, I'll be back. So I got napkins, came out there and stuff. And it was just all these little red crawfish. Never eaten them before. And they're like, okay, well, this is how you do it, and you stick your thumb in here, crack this, pull it out, crack the little tail off. There you go. It's got a little vein thing in there. You kind of run your fingernail, pop that out. There you go. And, somebody showed it to me. And I'm like, okay. So I started grabbing one, messing around with it and everything else. And you eat it. You get just like a little bite of this stuff, And everybody's sitting there talking and everything else. And then with all the crawfish, there was like hunks of potatoes in there that was cooked with the crawfish. And corn. Like a little quarter cob of corn. And it was all mixed in there. So you just kind of picked through and ate what you want. It was all, no plates, no nothing, just ate it there. And you just dumped the carcasses back on the table and everything. And going through it, I'm like, and they're like, well, how do you like the crawfish? And I said, it's good. I said, but it's a lot of work for just a little bit of a food. And I said, well, yeah, it takes a long time to eat them. You sit around and have a conversation. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And it was really good. I like spicy stuff, so it was really spicy. And your fingers just get beet red from all the seasoning on the crawfish. And I don't know if I was going to scratch my face or something. I started to put my hand on my face. And my brother-in-law, he grabbed my arm. Oh, no. He said, don't do that. I looked at him. I'm like, what? He goes, you get those fingers in your eyes. He says, you get anywhere close to your eyes. He says, you're going to be on fire. He goes, use a napkin or something if you need to, like, wipe your eyes or something. Like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense because there was spicy seasoning on them. Really good, though. Every year we go down, we'd always go back to that place. Really good. And I've had crawfish in other places, other states and stuff. Not even close. We did a crawfish boil once. Up in Wisconsin, and we were up there, and I can't remember what it was. I think we were all camping or something, and my father-in-law, he's talking about doing a crawfish boil or whatever, and he went hunting around, and he was able to find crawfish, and he did it all, cooked them all up and everything, and I guarantee he knew what he was doing, but they didn't taste it all good. And even him, and the people that were there, they were like, yeah, these ain't the greatest. And the whole reason why is because you're so far away from an ocean, Where down there, they catch them and bring them in there and they cook them up, that day or the next day. They're cooked up, they're fresh. So. But I like me some crawfish. And then, of course, my father-in-law, he turned and looked at me and he goes, you ever sucked head? I'm like, what? And I just kind of looked at him. People were laughing and stuff. And I sucked the head. And I'm like, all right, that's a weird question to be asking me here. And they're like, they grabbed a little crawfish, and he's like, no, suck the head. And he goes, you suck on the head of the crawfish. And I'm like, why would I want to do that? He goes, ooh, that's good stuff. And I'm like, what are you sucking out? And he goes, all the juices and stuff out of the brain, out of their head. No. And I think it was my brother-in-law. He's like, oh, that's good. He grabbed one, and he told you to take your pointy tooth, what's that, scissor or whatever you call it, your little sharp tooth, your canine tooth, and he just cracked the head and then punched a little hole in it, and he stick it in between your lips and just suck it all out. And he did it right in front of me, and I almost puked. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But basically, they taste like kind of like a little spicy, little bit of a lobster kind of thing. Pretty good. They, I know on that show, the Robinsons, they have a, they stop at a couple places. And I can't remember the name of it. I've been trying to think of it. I want to say it's like Johnny's or something like that. It's this big red building. And they always, you know, the show, they're always like, oh, let's go to lunch, you know, and they show them going to different places and sitting there eating lunch. I've seen that show. One of the places they went to was there, and I've been in there. Oh, man, they got the catfish in there. Whoo, they got some good catfish in that place. They're all about food down there. They like their food and like to have it, special foods. Well, finally, you light these fires and kick these tires and get Big Blue running up the speed here. Hit the 70 mile an hour, so we're out of here. So, I'm just going to be rolling across Tennessee today. I'll talk to you guys later.